Reka and Jessica Rabbit. Welcome back to another episode of Soul Healer Podcast. Hey, Jessica Rabbit.
Hey, Reka Davis.
Welcome back, everybody. So glad to have you here with us.
Yes.
That's my sexy slow talk radio love jam. That's that after dark voice.
That voice I used to talk to. I remember this was weird. One of my exes from back in the day, his boy used to like me to talk to him on the phone because he liked my voice. He said, just talk to me. Yes.
Over there like oh, boundaries.
Yes, wow. That's Jessica Bunny.
Wow. That's different. How did your boyfriend feel about that at that time?
You know what? I think he was just so wrapped up that was his boy that he didn't realize the stuff that he would do. Like he would have his boy would want me to sit in the front seat with him. He wants it because he wants people to think that I'm his girl.
Wow. And he was okay with that.
He seemed okay with it. He really didn't. I don't know, because we were so young. Did he not pick up on it? I don't know.
Hey, it ain't no fun if your homies can't have none, right?
But so we're gonna share her.
Okay. So today we're going to recap some shows. We have Snowfall. And when our last episode came out, it was like the Snowfall episode dropped right after that. So it's like, dang it. We should have waited another day so we could talk about this last episode. But that's why we're here today. So we're going to talk about Snowfall. We're going to talk about power. And then we have another question that we're going to address today live. Well, it's live for us. So, spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
Yes. If y'all have not watched Snowfall, then you don't know that Mr. Franklin turned into what his father was, the epitome of what he did not want to be. It turns all into that. Did you notice that everything that happened in the last episode basically happened in the first episode?
No, I didn't put that together.
When he got his first brick, it was $12,000. The money that was in the safe was $12,000. He went to the same store that he saw his father go in. Remember, when he saw his father being an alcoholic and didn't want to speak to him?
Oh my goodness, no, I didn't put that together.
It's the same look that his friend was giving him. It's the same way he was looking at his father, like, how did you get here? How did we get here?
Wow.
So it was like a full 360. He didn't even do what he was doing in 180, but then he just veered right into that 360 and did a whole 360.
Oh my goodness. And it's just so crazy that, okay, you helped put those drugs out there in the streets, and now, like, did you have to go that route? I mean, well, I guess when everything gets taken away from you. I mean, I saw the alcohol, I saw him punishing the liquor, but then I saw the crackhead teeth. So I was like, damn it, Franklin. Okay, so let's rewind. Final episode, Snowfall. Yeah. Everything is falling apart. Sissy in jail for shooting Teddy.
Yes.
Willingly. Veronique is now going against the grain. And she's seeing the other side of Franklin that her mom told her, watch out for him.
So she saw it. She said, I'm taking this money and I'm leaving and I'm out. You're not going to do to me and my child what was done to you. I'm going to take my child totally out of this environment so it cannot see any of it and not be influenced by any of it. So hopefully my child will have a chance.
Yep. So Franklin is going ballistic. Everybody's against him. He has nobody on his side. Leon won't even give him the money. So he's like, damn, all this I did for you. And he goes through this Jekyll and Hyde type of switch. Like, one minute he's soft-spoken and calm, and then it's like, all that shit I did for you and you motherfuckers. I'm like,
but he's always been like that. He's always been like that. He's always been playing that high, low, high, low, high, low. And then, you know, he turned into he was a crackhead before he was a crackhead. He was addicted to that money.
Mm-hmm.
So it shows how addiction can turn you out, no matter if it's a drug addiction, alcohol, sex, money, fame, you know, attention.
Yeah.
They all go out on a deep end.
Yeah. Oso's cool. He's doing his boxing thing with the kids. So, I mean, but he still hasn't seen his family. So,
Yeah.
but they keep in contact through the phone line. Um, yeah, no more Louis. Louis's gone.
No. And
Did they even show Louis?
yeah, they showed Louis. The FBI came to this farm down.
Oh yeah, the farm, the
Yeah.
horse stables.
And when I saw the horses, I said, okay, that's Louis. Louis, this is where Louis at. And the
And they
people
kept
quiet.
they took up for her.
And you know what I thought? I said maybe they too were on the run, or a family member was on the run, and maybe they saw a different side of Louis. And maybe they said, you know what? She's lost everything. There's no need for her to go to jail.
Right.
She looked kind of pregnant too. She looked kind of full.
I couldn't tell, but I guess I could see what you're saying, her face, but I don't know. Because she was just crunched up in the little corner. So
She had that jumpsuit on, so it kind of looked like she didn't look thin, but she didn't look, you know.
oh wow. And I thought that maybe when she was running away, she might be pregnant. I was like, what if she's pregnant? And did she? So you never know. Wanda went back.
And then Leon went, he listened to Sissy.
Yes. Oh, my husband noticed. Okay, so while we were watching the part where Franklin was going up to the jail and he was talking to Sissy in the mirror and she was just stonewalling him, just staring at him, my husband was like, look at how they put the reflection showing him on both sides. It was like he was talking to himself. And it was like you could see his reflection over top of Sissy's body. But then when Leon was talking to her, it was like they were talking to a version of themselves. So I was like, oh. He was like, look at the mirror, look at the mirror. He had to rewind it to show me again. I was like, oh, okay, I see. But she can't see him and her, but he sees her in it. I was like, oh, okay, look at you breaking it down.
She looked at Leon like a son. She said, you can get away, you can do this, you can go better, and you can come back and do better. You can do what my husband, you know, me and Alison were trying to do. Y'all two can come and do that at a later, but you have to get away first and get this out your system so you're not going to want it again. And then her son, when he came and asked for that deed to the house, I said, man, you sound like a crackhead. You sound like, come on, mom, just let me get that real quick. You ain't gonna do nothing with it. You ain't gonna do nothing with it. So you might as well let it get to me. And she's just like, you haven't learned that money. That money just, and it was sad the way he called her out her name and, you know, F you. And then still as a alcoholic. And then I don't know if he went down to the crack or not, but it looked like it. He still was bad mouthing his mother. Like, you haven't seen everything she tried to do for you and give to you. You had a house. Leon lived in the projects. You had a house.
And he's blaming everything on everybody else. This is your fault. This is happening to me. This is your fault. This is your fault. This is your fault. Not taking the blame for anything, any part he played in it. What else?
Oh, when he found Peaches.
Oh goodness. Peaches crackhead ass, but Peaches had that gun in the cut and was gonna take him out. But the dude that he asked to help him find Veronique, he was like, nah, I ain't helping you find him no more. I mean her no more.
Oh yeah,
but I got who you looking for. So I'm like, okay. So I wonder what made him stop looking for Veronique. Like, okay, you going down a downward spiral, or you don't have no more money to pay me.
I think he may have found her and he may have saw what she was doing and said, you know what? I'm not gonna let you go in there and mess that up for that child. That child is innocent. So be it. Just let that go.
And so she did not lose the baby. Because remember, I was like, they didn't recap whether she had a miscarriage or something. So you said the stress. You said the stress just getting to her. And so she had the son. She had a son. And then Franklin walking down the street and in his crackish ways, got the house taken.
You know, I think, not to cut you off, what if she didn't have a child? What if she took that money and said she had the child, but she knew that if he knew there was a child out there, that maybe he wouldn't come after her, because who's that child going to have? So she may not have been pregnant at all.
Oh.
They didn't show a baby. They didn't show her. They didn't show even a glimpse of a child playing in a backyard or anything.
They show her going to like doctor's appointments and stuff.
They went for the ultrasound. I remember her trying to get an ultrasound or something. But remember, this is the 80s. So back then, I remember my mom going and they just using the Doppler and stuff like that. It wasn't like how you and I when we went to the doctors. So, and you never know, they're scammers from way back. They could have somebody in their pocket.
Yeah. Oh, let me get that ultrasound from you.
Person ultrasound up from the last visit. You know.
Wow. So yep, she got that money. What, she took out the $800,000 from the bank. Your partner. Oh, when she tried to do the deal with the dude, the black dude trying to sell the shares of the company, or it was like, your partner, my partner. Oh no, I'm sorry. You know. Oh,
I think she did that to throw him off, because she was already gone. I said, okay, I'm gonna send him. This is going to keep him further back for me. Now I'm going to be, by the time he gets to me.
I think she was really trying to save him because he was running out of money, or save the businesses.
She was trying to save her money. She was trying to save herself. She for herself. She said, hold up, you're not going to take me and my money down. I'm going to get mine, and whatever's left is left. When he bounced that first mortgage payment, I think she was out then.
Yeah. Like, nope, you're not protecting me. I don't feel safe. And then when he gets to Peaches, he knew Peaches was a crackhead. But that safe, he got that man to get into that safe. I'm like, really? You know this dude ain't doing nothing good with that safe. And then he ended up killing him.
I knew when I saw it, I said, he gonna kill this man. This is gonna be innocent blood on his hands. That man, I felt so sorry for him. And when he said, I got 3 kids and a family, and he didn't care. And it's like, when he gave him the money, I said, he ain't really gonna give him that money, let him walk away.
He might have let him go if the crackhead didn't come in and messed it all up. You think? Because the crackhead was like, where's Peaches? And then he had to kill the crackhead. So now he like, now you done saw me do something crazy, so I have to kill you.
Yes. Yeah, he did it out of desperation. You're right. If the crackhead never came in, he may have just let him go. Because the guy had nothing to do with the $12,000, the money. So there wouldn't have been a need to kill him anyway.
Exactly.
Because, yeah, you're right. I agree with that. If the crackhead never came in, there'd been no need to kill the guy. So he just had to take that one for the team, because I'd have been like, I'm here illegally, so if I can't say nothing, or you didn't get me in trouble or anything like that, I would have lied. I would have pulled, one of them cars just to try to be like, oh, okay, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, maybe we could have helped you.
So my husband read somewhere that D. Ray and Lauren London were supposed to play Louis and Jerome on Snowfall. Could you picture Lauren London as Louis? I couldn't picture it.
No, she is too sweet, like girl next door. Yeah. I can't really see her being tough and rough, and especially everything that happened after Nipsey. She seems cold. Like even the other movie she was just in, it was good to see her out, but it still seemed like she was standoffish and cold. Like she had a disconnect now.
Yeah, I couldn't picture it. I was like, I don't know, but maybe she's trying to switch up to different roles. But that's probably why the reasons why she did not play the role, because it wasn't really her.
Yeah, it wasn't. No.
Yeah, but
I could see.
Okay, you found Peach. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. You could see what
she could play. White Man Can't Jump. His baby mother. She could play a role like that.
Up.
That's
What's her name?
Wife. I forgot her name.
Rosie Perez.
Not Rosie, the other one. Wesley's wife.
Oh, I'm trying to picture Wesley's wife right now.
Remember the dark skin
Wesley in his biking shorts and his little cap, but I can't picture his wife.
The dark skin, she had all that hair, and remember she was in Poetic Justice as the manager of the
oh yeah.
I could see her playing that type of drug dealer wife, but not Louis.
Okay. Yeah. So the last scene, Franklin and Leon walking down the street, and Leon is just like, oh, man, what's going on? He wanted to give him a job. I'm like, you really think that this dude is going to do something with this job? Like, you can't save him right now.
No, I think he said, okay, you put me on, so I'm gonna try to put you on and try to better your life. And like that song says, don't save them. They don't want to be saved. So he had to see it for himself. And you know what? It's like when you walk back into the hood and they don't know you no more. Like the little niggas on the street, they know who Leon was and who you know what I'm saying? And he's now seeing what he didn't see before. When you step back and go back in, it's like, whoa, like my kids, like when we take them back to where we from. Yeah, I live like this. Oh my God. Why is that person laying on the street? Oh my God. What? Oh my God. Oh my God. It's like, oh, that's right. Y'all never see. So they see a totally different vision of what we see, So I think
he said that sexy chocolate nigga like me can't get no bitches. Oh gosh, Franklin.
I'm like, you far from sexy now, baby. I'm sorry. You did that.
Dusty. Oh gosh. But Dusty, it looked like he stink.
I could smell him. I know what that smells like. I know what that looks like. I've seen that. I've been encountered with that. It's a very, to me, I thought it was a very realistic ending. We all know how the crack epidemic ended. We all knew drug dealers that were on their prime. And then by the time you got to 97, 98, they look like Franklin. They taking out that newspaper trying to spray your car. You can't even go downtown without somebody come up there. Let me clean your car, baby girl. You look so pretty, So you've seen it happen.
Yeah. But it was a good last episode.
This was supposed to be a spinoff, right?
No.
Yes.
Leon and Wanda. That's all that's left.
I don't know if it's supposed to be like Power. I don't know if they're going to take how they're going to spin it off, and maybe Leon and Wanda might be trying to clean up, But and I love what they did for Boys in the Hood. Remember? Did you get that little part?
My husband caught it. He was like, "Oh, that's the shirt that Ice Cube wore," or something. He said. I was like, "Huh."
So they gave him his little even though he died, they gave it to him. I thought that was really sweet how they showed that they were recording Boys in the Hood. You know who Franklin is in Boys? No, that's not Boys in the Hood. That's Friday. My bad. Wrong movie. Ezel.
Oh Lord, Ezel, you been eating corn?
Yes. When I saw that, I thought about Ezel. Yes, wrong movie. But
oh my goodness.
I mean, that was very sweet. I said, wow, that was nice of them to do that. But I like the ending.
Okay. So let's move on to Power.
Ooh.
Yes. It's a lot going on with Power.
Yes. So
Effie got caught. Effie got fucking caught. We knew Lauren stirred up some shit when she popped back up. I can't believe she went back home. She really went back home. She did not care about her life.
Lauren is those disillusional girls that grow up in the suburbs that get with these drug dealers that don't know the life, don't know the codes, don't know nothing. And they think because their parents have money or their parents know this person, that, unstoppable. I don't care what you say, and I can do whatever I want. And they go around and mess everything up. So of course she's going to go back home because it's home. I'm protected. My parents have money, you know. That's why I said some people don't need to intermingle with other people because it just doesn't do well. She done messed up Effie, and Effie was just doing what any chick, ride or die chick, was going to do. The code, yes, she wore a wire. Don't you see that? She was about to take not only you down, but the rest of the organization down. I had to get rid of her. But Tariq, like his father, thinking with the wrong head.
Sucker for love.
He did to Effie with ghosted to Tasha. She's like, you messing with the enemy. And
it's a cycle repeating itself.
His grandmother told him that.
Yep, you need to get out now.
Oh my gosh. What about
the Tejata.
Girl. Yes. Now I knew this part when, why would you do this at the repass? When her boyfriend, I always forget that little girl name.
Yeah, the dude. Diana. Yo, the temperature of the room.
You don't do this until you about 3 years in and she baby girl pregnant. Like, nah, I don't want my baby growing up in that mess. You need to leave. And then be like, oh, okay. When she's thinking in another head, but not at her daddy daggone repass. And she said that. She said, yo, at my dad repass, my family downstairs.
Trash about him right now? Are you serious? Just leave my house. He got to see that other side of her. Monet came out of her right then. Get the fuck out of my house.
And that's what they fail to realize, that even though she was raised in that environment, so she is that environment, she can get away, but it's always in her. Like they say, you can take the girl out the hood, but you can't take the hood out the girl. It's going to come out when need be.
Exactly.
This whole little prim and papa thing will change really quick. The hood will come out, and then you be like, oh, I didn't know you were like that. Oh, really? Well, you got to see. So, she does good at balancing it. And it's family over water right now. Blood thicker than water. Right now, you're just some niggas she's doing. You're not her man. You're not her husband. So he was wrong.
Now she got access to the lockers, which if they've been watching these lockers the whole time, they should have pictures of Effie. They should have pictures of everybody, not just Diana.
But they've been had all that stuff. But what they were doing was illegal, and that happened before.
When they were watching the lockers outside?
Yeah, and Tariq and them, and they said, well, who gave you permission to put that out there? So they couldn't make that evidence admissible. So she done did it. Jenny she's messy. She did it again. She's done it again. And who else? Oh, and then myself, when she was talking to Bobby Brown Kane, she was like, so did the cousin tell you? No, she's talking to Drew. Remember, she was like, did the cousin tell you who shot Poppy? Because they said it was the Russians.
Oh.
Remember, Drew thinks it's the Russians.
Yeah, so and he's starting a war.
Yes, and so she was like, oh, did nephew tell you or something? I'm like, girl, you just didn't tell who
I didn't hear that part.
I didn't hear that part. Yeah, you gotta watch it again.
I didn't hear that part at all.
Yeah, she said. But
I noticed when she said to Kane, yeah, you keep your father's secrets. So I was like,
she knew.
Is he saying that? Like, I mean, when she said that to him, did he think like, oh shit, did she know?
Yeah, he knew.
He was like, yeah. You lucky you alive right now. So I was like,
he knew, and that's when he became quiet. And that's now he dumb Kane again. He going back in the doghouse. He going back to that, They don't want to listen to him. He doing stupid stuff. But then the shootout as you bringing daddy down this girl.
And it was crazy how they had the cousin behind the casket. Like, you're not even helping carry the casket. You're at the funeral. You killed this nigga. And now you behind the casket like, yeah, yeah, uh-huh. I'm the man right now.
Yeah. And then he said to Drew, yeah, I would do the same thing for my daddy too. Because he went and he came and he helped them at the whole thing when they went to shoot up the Russians. Which I'm like, Drew, you didn't think by shooting him they was going to come back.
Right.
From you, like, come on now. And the feds is at the funeral. They watching all this. Y'all just being messy.
Y'all better be lucky Method Man ain't get shot.
I know. You know what's going to happen? Monet going to end up telling herself. Monet's going to end up telling them kids. Poppy's going to, Lorenzo's going to haunt her.
Yeah, like he was at that table that day.
Yep, and gonna make her go crazy. And she's going to say out loud, just like on, what was the other show that we was watching? Black Mafia, BMF.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to keep having them visions. And she's going to say out loud. And Diana's going to hear her say,
you know you had to go. You killed my son or something like that.
Yes.
And
because Diana had more loyalty to her father than all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Kane will understand. Drew might even get it a little bit. But Diana won't understand at all because she loved her poppy. She felt like her poppy was the only one that stood in her corner.
Mm-hmm. And wanted her to go to school and do other things.
Mm-hmm. So I was like, dang. But then Drew getting with, Tariq getting with Diana.
Yes. And then Effie showing up at the door, trying to make a pact with her. And then, oh, nigga, you move fast. You move quick. And she out to look for herself. I knew Kane was going to be able to use that as leverage. Like, yeah, now you need me. And I can get you back in the game.
Mm-hmm. So she's going to end up sleeping with Kane to get back at Tariq. Which is going to be messy.
Yes. And he trying to get Braden to get some balls and stand up to Tariq. And Tariq was like, I'm gone. But then came right back and still needed him to get back into Weston.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, him and Tariq, I think Braden and Tariq, they need each other. That's Tommy and Ghost.
Tommy and Ghost.
So no matter what, they're going to need each other. As much as they think that they can do this on their own, they really need each other to back it down.
Especially with the Haitians. Them Haitians ain't going to want to hear that mess. That, we not speaking to each other right now. Now I need all of y'all at the meeting.
Especially when he proved the Haitian wrong, but he was right. But I like what he did to get his grandmother out, you know. And he proved to the Haitians that he wasn't trying to leave. But he still wasn't trying to hear it that I was wrong.
Right.
Oh, now somebody got to watch y'all every minute because you messed up. Oh, you messed up. So now somebody got to watch me. Man, I would still say, I still want to see if they're going to be able to get her daughter. What's her name? Naomi or something? The head Haitian lady. So
lady's daughter? Yeah,
so the episode before last week, when they were in Italy, Effie found a picture of their family because she killed the baby father. She said this is going to be our leverage to get out. If we get her daughter, she's going to want to like, all right, fine.
That must be the episode where I said I was a little inebriated.
Yeah. So I'm waiting to see. That could either get Effie killed or they can cut ties with them, or they give us some leverage where I don't have to do as much as you. We have to work together as partners, not to the point where you gonna kill me because I ain't moved these packages for you.
Right. And then Tariq's telling Kane like, "Hey, we the ones doing all the work anyway, so it's me and you." But they both got stuff going on in the background, so it's really not just them. Well, they're delegating to other people, but yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how the rest of that is going to play out.
I am too.
You got any predictions?
I think.
You just said the prediction about the Haitians.
Yeah. And I think Lauren gonna die. I think Lauren has to go. I think Tariq is probably gonna realize. I think Tariq and Effie gonna get back together. They're gonna sleep on each other and get back together. But I think he's gonna realize what she said was true at the water. He gave her ample time to confess.
Right.
But she told she was molested.
Yeah, like you don't got nothing else to say.
that was like, yeah, that was nice. So,
yeah, I feel sorry for you that happened.
honey, when I started seeing them trees start looking familiar, I'd be like, now see what had happened was.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, this really hurt me. And I'm like, but she saw what he was pulling up to. So I think, let's see. I think they might get back together. I think Lauren's gonna do some foul shit, and Tarika's really gonna see, and then it's going to jeopardize them. And she was like, see, you should have did it when you had the chance to, and this is me trying to protect you, and now we got to come back to square one and take care of it, because she don't know she's still alive.
No, she doesn't.
Nobody knows that she's still alive.
No. So then it's going to be, all right, if she lives, we can't kill her, because now they're definitely gonna know it was one of us. So how are we gonna do it? Unless they get the Haitians to do it.
You think they might? Well, they hiding her parents somewhere. Yeah, I can't really foresee too much of how that's gonna play out with Lauren.
Me either. And I think Sax, he's dirty. I don't know how that's gonna play out either, because he got the information that Jenny need, but now that he sees Jenny doing stuff, and then she's gonna try to hold it against him about him having that gun when Ghost was killed. So, but I don't see him give her that information, because now that's gonna make him mess up with Davis. So we'll see. I mean, I don't know.
And then something's gonna come back up about Davis's brother. So we're gonna, because they keep mentioning his brother.
Because his brother took the fall for Davis.
Okay. So. Well, that is our recap of those two shows. She hasn't finished watching Beef yet, so we will recap that when she's done. But now she done sent me another show, Obsession, to watch. So I'm gonna take a look at Obsession. My husband and I have been watching Yellow Jackets and Bel Air. So I still got a couple of other shows I've been watching. So I'm gonna try to, and
Bel Air again.
In between with that, Abbott Elementary. So we got a couple.
Abbott Elementary, yes.
And she didn't have a chance to watch the fight over the weekend, but to those of you who watched the Davis and Garcia fight, I hope you enjoyed it. It was very entertaining. We went to a fight party with the family. My kids, my teenagers came with us, so that was something different. But we really enjoyed it. So yeah, we won't talk about the fight, but yeah, that's just what I've been doing. Stuff I've been watching. But we will get to the main topic. Today we have another anonymous question sent to us, and we will be addressing that today on the podcast. Let's see. Dear Jessica Rabbit and Reka, since you've both been married for some time, I want to know what you think, why you think it's so hard for millennials and Gen Z to find compatible partners. And we're millennials, right?
Yes, we are.
I always try to figure that out. I'm like, what's the difference with the years born, and Gen Z is after us? So them the youngins after us.
Yes.
So back when I got married, I would have been considered a Gen Z.
No, I mean,
we're still, I don't know.
Yeah, that's Generation X is in front of us, and we're the millennials.
Okay.
Or Z. So technically we are Y, but they changed.
So it's not about the age, it's about the year you're born.
Yeah, it's a certain amount of years. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. All right.
We are the older. My accent came out.
Older.
We are the older millennials. So
okay.
We are the more responsible millennials. We came after Generation X. So we are the ones that were basically reared together with our older cousins. So I think we have like a lot more responsibilities. We're like the last of the Mohicans to get married, to want the traditional relationships.
Okay. So what do you think where do you think that they might be having issues with finding partners? Because I hear people saying all the time, like, you're lucky you're married because dating out here is hard. They have the apps, they have social media, all of these different things. And I remember, like, we had speed dating, we had Black Planet, we had meeting through friends, blind dates,
The
like
mall.
it's so
Remember?
the mall, the
Yeah.
skating rink, like we had all of these different things.
I,
The go-go.
yes, yes, you would go out. Yeah, I think this generation is the generation of the internet technology. So whereas everything you mentioned, you had to go out and seek it.
Mm-hmm.
They don't, it's like accessible at their hands. So you can pretend to be this totally different person and you are not. Also, reality TV has brought in a lot of unrealistic expectations to people. They think women's bodies are supposed to look like boom, boom, bam. You know,
Mm-hmm.
remember back in the day, if you had a big butt, that was like a rare species. Now everybody got a big butt. Now they're asking you, is it natural or is it not? Or, even with the hair, and it's like so much, like people understood that women got older. So you wouldn't have to worry about really wearing as much makeup and stuff like that. That was like, oh, that's for the young.
Filters. We got
Yes,
the filters.
that was for the young girls. So now you got women up here using filters and all this other stuff, and you thinking this guy think he getting this hot old lady, and you come like, what the heck is going on here? Because she didn't put on filters, or
Mm-hmm.
they don't want to get married, or they feel like I shouldn't have to be committed to one person. You know, you had a lot of the poly coming out, and poly does have some aspects to it that I say, you know what, that does make sense. That's, I could see how that did work. But then you have the ones that want to be selfish and have their wife but sleep around town,
Mm-hmm.
and they spreading diseases in kids, or the ones that don't want to get married until he got that player out of him, and now he's 60 years old trying to get a wife.
Yeah.
She
And
don't
then
want
you got the people that have the internet fame. So a
it.
lot of females may be influencers. So they're able to make all of this money at home and on the internet and flat showing their body and doing all of these different things to the point where they're like, I don't need anybody to do anything for me. So a lot of that may be intimidating to some of the men out here. And then they have to deal with, okay, all of these men are looking at you, they're in your DMs, they're doing this. So they may want the person to change everything that they're doing to have that old fashioned type of relationship. Or, they might want them to be in the house, in the kitchen, and pregnant and barefoot in the kitchen. And a lot of these girls I know nowadays, I see, they're like, they ain't going for that.
No, I didn't. I saw somebody on TikTok. They were doing they had a live, and they said that let's go back to the 50s way of life, where the husband goes out and works and the wife stays home. So I guess you have some that want to continue that lifestyle. I thought it was always a good lifestyle, but I was one of the few. Like, I remember my mom, Abe's mom. It was so funny. She's like, "You don't want to go out and be independent and have your own money?" I was like, "No, I'm okay with having a what was that that thing when they give you the money? What's that thing called?"
Allowance.
Yes, I was like, "I'm okay with having an allowance." She was like, "What?" She was all for the woman going out there and working. I was all for the woman being home, barefoot, pregnant, taking care of the kids. And I had girlfriends that are like, I can't believe that. I have to have my own. I have to have my own.
Mm.
So I saw both sides of it. I mean, I had women, my grandmother, she was home and then went out and worked. But I don't know. I think women being able to do it on their own comes into the point where now, like you said, they don't need a man. So they just want the sperm that go to the sperm bank. That's the other thing. Sperm bank
Mhm.
IVF is so widely available now, and your insurance will pay for it. If you're a teacher, it will pay for everything. It'll pay for the IVF, the injections, the medicine, everything that
Okay.
you need. So yeah, I think teacher insurance, government insurance will pay for IVF full all the way across the board. So if you have those women that say, well, I could just go get IVF, I can get an IUI, I don't need a man, so to say. I can look in the sperm bank, see what he has, and he's smart, blah, 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 blah. Okay, I pick him. They can have a whole 3 or 4 kids if they want by this one man and not really need a man to do it, because sometimes women feel like their husband or their baby father interrupts their rearing of their children. So, I mean.
And I've noticed that a lot of younger people that I've encountered, they're in their late 30s and still don't know whether they want to have kids yet. They're like, oh, well, I'm still looking for the right person. I don't want to settle. But a lot of them need to do their own work, and they're looking for something else in somebody else, and they're not willing to do their own work. When you said that unrealistic expectations, it's like, oh yeah, he has to be this tall, he has to be this, he has to be this, he has to have a good relationship with his mom because I don't have a good relationship with my mom. And I'm like, how are you gonna ask for something that you don't even have yourself? Like, that's gonna make your relationship better, but you got mommy issues. So it's like, that's not realistic.
No,
You can't go looking for somebody to fill a void that you have.
Yeah. Like I remember my aunt telling my cousin, oh, he has to make 6 figures. You don't want to talk to me who doesn't make 6 figures. And I'm like, well, we can get there eventually. If he doesn't, it's okay. It's about love. It's not about money. I was on another live where they said, oh, you don't marry for love, you marry for money. I'm like, honey, money ain't gonna keep you warm at night, and money ain't gonna keep him here. I need to have love. If we're gonna struggle, that's okay. We can struggle in love as long as we got each other. Our bills are paid. We're not homeless. We're fine. I don't have to have a fancy car, a fancy house. As long as we got each other, I'm cool with that. I've never been the one to, go looking for the NBA stars and all them, because it comes with a price tag, and then half of them end up divorced anyway. Or you end up like Messy Jackie. You gotta do a wedding every year, try to keep and that's the other thing. A lot of these girls want to be Instagram models.
Mm-hmm.
So now I think a lot of the men feel as if they are not approachable, or you have to come with a certain game plan. So now you got a whole bunch of scammers. So all these young boys scamming girls because they want to put all that money out on Instagram, and I got this, I got that. And it's hard. A lot of people become, I think, money hungry now.
Yeah.
It's no longer for love.
I think with me, I am so non-traditional. So I think it may be harder for some millennials and Gen Z to find a compatible partner, because like you setting the bar too high. Let's just be honest. You are setting the bar too high for yourself. I tell my clients this all the time. It's like, there's no such thing as perfect. Perfect doesn't exist. It's just another form of judgment and projection. So if you lower that bar a little bit, I'm not saying settle, but lower that bar a little bit and then raise it as you grow and evolve, because you can grow with your partner. You don't have to find somebody that you need to teach. You can accept them for who they are individually. They accept you for who you are individually, and then you can grow and evolve together. So with me, like my husband, he was in the military when I met him, and I was 6 months pregnant with somebody else's baby. So it's like, that's not cliche, like whatever. I saw in him something that I had never seen before in someone else. He didn't want anything from me. He didn't have any expectations for me. It was just, okay, yeah, she kind of crazy, but she kind of cool at the same time. So it's like, okay, let me get to know her. Let me get to know her on a deeper level, where we would hang out, we would chill. Like, yeah, you're trying to go to a strip club. We became friends. So a lot of people are trying to skip steps, and they want to go straight from a first date to talking about marriage. Like, build a friendship, build a bond, really get to know each other on a deeper level. Have deep, intimate conversations. Ask about their history or their childhood, or what they like, what their interests are. And not just, oh, I don't like that, I don't like that, I don't like that, I don't like that. Because that person may be just showing you a reflection of yourself in the mirror, because you don't want to be judged by somebody else. So it's like, you have to be able to see what you do like about the person, and then try not to control the parts that you don't like, because they may grow and evolve over time. They may see something in you and they're like, you know what, I may try that. You know what, I may do that, but it has to be on their own accord, not because you're forcing somebody to do something, because then that becomes obligation. So with my husband and I, we became friends first, and then I proposed to him because I'm like, shit, I'm marking my territory and he ain't getting away from me. And we grew, like, we didn't know what was going to happen after he got out of the military, but I was going to support him through that transition, through that process, because I would have wanted someone to do that for me. So he ended up doing the same thing for me once I transitioned from working a regular 9 to 5 to owning my own business. So it's like, I didn't have those expectations. I didn't know any of that was going to happen, but we let it play out as we go. So, I mean, everybody's different, but I think y'all need to just chill, because you can't want all of these things from somebody else that you don't have yourself.
That's true. And I think friendship is important, and then take sex out of it, because people misconstrue sex with love. Sex is not love. Sex is a feeling. Sex is a feeling of gratitude. Like, you can perform that on yourself sometimes and get the same, or if not better, feeling from another person. That's not love. When you have sex with a person, that's not love. Sex is sex. They need to learn how to separate sex from love. That is not love, honey. He does not love you because he went in between your legs. No.
You can get anybody.
Yes. He can make you feel good, don't mean he love you, because honey, you can make yourself feel good at the end of the day as well. Love is an emotion. It's a feeling. It's up and down. It's friendship. It's loving a person no matter what, through good times and bad times. It's almost like having a child. Having a spouse is like having a child or a parent. You love them unconditionally. Yes, you set boundaries, just like you set boundaries with your children, with your parents, with your family members, with close friends. But you still have to be there for each other. You still have to have that friendship, because at the end of the day, when y'all 60, 70, 80 years old and really can't get it in like that anymore, you have to be able to get along. You have to be able to sit there and talk with each other and watch shows and enjoy each other's company when sex is not involved. People get all hot and bothered, and they might have a great compatibility sexual wise, but then when they actually sit down and have a conversation, they're like, huh? Or if bills pop up and something goes on, like, okay, we need to figure out how we're going to get out of this hole. This person don't know nothing about budgeting and financing. And then we say, okay, well, let's go to a person, that can help us out. They don't want to do it. Or they don't want to go to couples counseling. And now you done got kids involved. So now you got to deal with this. So it's a lot that people aren't looking at. Like you said, when I met my husband, we chilled one day and we was like, you know what? I could actually make something out of this. This can be more than just, a hookup here and there. Okay, we can actually make a whole relationship out of this and grow. He wanted a lot of the same things that I wanted. I say interview them. When you're going on these dates, interview them.
Exactly.
You know what you want? Ask them. Oh, do you?
I got engaged after 6 months. So don't feel like you need to know the person for years and years and years. So you just never know. And as long as y'all are both in alignment, then it could definitely work, but you have to be willing to compromise. You have to be willing to release the expectations, not just have unrealistic ones, but release the expectations and just have fun. Enjoy the ride. Allow things to play out the way they're supposed to. Let go of control.
Yes. Stop trying to manipulate it. Yes. No. And stop trying to manipulate it. Because when you try to manipulate it, it doesn't always work in your favor at times, especially if you're trying, like you said, change a person. They can now sometimes change into a monster that you created because this is the person that you wanted. And I was watching this stuff. This girl was like, this people doing like the love spells on people, and then they end up killing them.
Wow.
Because they get so infatuated with them that they don't want the person to leave the house and do anything. So then it backfires. So that's like another time, a way of trying to manipulate. I mean, I heard girls say, yeah, I got this thing, I'm gonna put this in it, and he gonna want me. And then all of a sudden, now he don't want you at the house. He don't want you doing this.
Leave that shit alone. Leave them love candles alone. Leave all of that juju alone. Let it happen organically. And pay attention to the signs and the red flags. Don't hold on to something that makes you feel like shit. If it seems toxic, yelling at you, calling you out of your name, that is not love. No. Because then if you have kids, your kids are going to see that. Your kids are going to learn that by example and think that that's okay. So,
No, you're right. Yeah, I don't know, it's a lot that they're doing. I think they are exposed to way more than we were because of the internet. So where we didn't know certain things, you heard of certain things, but you really did not know. It was not accessible at your fingertips. So you could just click and boom.
Right.
Generations to me, it's jacked up because they have so much out there, and it's like, you don't need to know about that.
And if you have jealous tendencies and you know you got trust issues because you've been hurt in the past or whatever, stay off the social media. Like, you don't need to follow your boo's social media pages. You don't need to be trolling through the comments. Yeah, y'all can look at each other's phones if y'all want to exchange phones, but eventually you're going to have to decide how to let that shit go. And you can't make somebody else pay for something they didn't do.
That's true. And I always said this. If you're not going to leave him, stop complaining. I'll let you have your moment. Get out your feelings. Shut it up. You ain't walking away. He ain't walking away. You, girl, you've been dealing with this for the last 18 years. You know it. It comes up and it comes down. Don't complain about it unless you're going to do something about it.
Exactly.
What's taking his phone going to do but make you mad? And now
for something you're
you
going to
piss
find
at him. Thank you. And if you don't find it, you still pissed because now he's hiding even better, or he's gotten better. You're not going to accept that you stoop that low to take his phone, or he's hiding it even better. No, just don't go there. Just don't go there. Because if you're not leaving, what's the point of starting an argument about it? I mean,
and something I've been hearing a lot. I'm sorry. What were you going to say?
No, I'm done.
I've been hearing people say a lot, like, yeah, it looks good on paper. I didn't really know what that meant when I've heard people like, yeah, with us, it looks good on paper. But then when we get together, it's something totally different. And my husband, I was like, what does that mean? It looks good on paper. He was like, I guess, you weigh in the pros and the cons, everything, you check off all the boxes, blah, 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 blah. And that's expectations. Once again, these unrealistic expectations you have listed as pros and cons. And a lot of that is based off of stuff that you've either gone through in the past with somebody else that was totally different, different trauma, different upbringing, different lifestyle, or that you saw in somebody else's relationship that you're comparing your stuff to. So it's like, yeah, it looks good on paper, and that's what you're going to keep focusing on. And then when you finally meet somebody, you're going to be like, nah, he's a little too gentle. He's a little too this. Watching, what was the fucking show? Love is Blind or something. One of them shows where the girl met, this girl met the guy and she kept calling him a teapot. She said he was twerking on the bed and was like, nah, you need to man up. You need to this and that, blah, 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 blah. It can only be one alpha in the relationship. And if the girl wants to be submissive and she wants to be gentle, she wants to try that soft life, you can't be the alpha and like trying to G-check or chin-check your dude. Like, nah, Slim, man the fuck up. Like, nah, you need to get beat on your chest or something. And the guy might have been doing that just to play around. I've seen guys do that, be drunk and just like, oh. But you messing with that man's manhood, calling him a teapot. So it's like, you have to think about what you really want and don't sabotage that once you actually find somebody who's willing to spend time with you and do everything with you and help you with your hair and all of this other stuff. But then you look for something wrong because you want a street dude. But has it worked with those street dudes in the past?
You there, obviously it hasn't. So you on relationship number 15, obviously it hasn't. So what are we doing? We're doing something wrong here. No, you're right. Like, you have a guy that's nice and he can be sensitive at times, but you need that when you're not feeling good, you're not going through something, you're gonna need somebody. You ain't gonna need somebody to tell you to man up, put your big girl drawers on, it's all right.
Right.
Everybody has a baby. You good, you want somebody
pump that shit out and keep going.
Yeah. My mama had, but like, you don't want that. No, you want somebody to have a little sensitive, especially if you yearn from that at times. I know, I don't know what these girls want. And a lot of times they don't know what they want. They want to be an Instagram model. They want to have the money and the houses and the cars. But do you want to deal with what comes with that?
Right. Because a lot of the guys that you attract have multiple women. Infidelity issues. They're going to let you know up front you're not the only one.
Yes.
You're going to be okay with being number 2 or number 3, like fucking Diddy. And
then yeah, and then y'all falling for it. And then you get mad because he walk up here with another baby. I mean, it's I don't know. I'm just glad I'm not in that part of the millennials and that part of Gen Z, because I don't know how I would be able to deal with it. All the expectations that are put on these girls and the wants that they want. To me, it's hard. I don't know. I don't know if I can do it. I feel for my girls. Yes. Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Even with my daughter, I don't even know what generation she is, but with my daughter, I have to show her different ways, because it's like she may say that something is an issue, and I'm just like, well, I want you to look at this from a different perspective. So I don't tell her the way she's thinking or feeling is wrong. I'm like, okay, well, you're entitled to your feelings, but what if it happened this way, and how would you like this? Or what if someone said those things to you? How would you respond? And she has this thing where she gets excited and she likes to hit and do all of this. And I'm like, hey, watch it. No, we're not going to do that, because you wouldn't want somebody's reflexes to come back at you. Oh, I just be playing. Like, no, you can't be just going around punching people.
I got knocked out. Not knocked out, but he's got me because I like to scare. So I'm like your daughter. I like to come up and scare. He said, "Whoa, I told you." I was like,
I'm like, no, keep your hands to yourself.
Okay.
Don't say nothing. Oh, yeah, I'm talking to you too. Look, I don't know what side she on. Don't say nothing to nobody. You don't want nobody else to say to you. Treat people with respect. You don't have to run shit all the time. You don't have to control shit all the time. And that's for men and women. Compromise. Meet at a middle ground. I even had somebody who's older was like, your feelings don't matter. Nobody's feelings matter. It's not about feelings. It's about, not giving people the power to make you feel less than or whatever. I'm like, you still talking about feelings. But I believe feelings matter. I believe that you should be able to have what you desire and you deserve. But you also have to be willing to compromise and to see some of the good, but then still see shit for what it really is. So just, be easy. We're going to pray for y'all. I wish y'all the best.
I do too.
If you ever need advice, let us know. We can have you on here live and give you some couples advice, because it's better to listen to people who are in situations that you would like to be in, instead of people who don't have what you truly want.
Yes. And don't listen to them bitter girlfriends, some bitter friends that are now divorced and they trying to give you, I don't want no advice from you. I seen the road that you went on. I'm not taking your advice, honey.
Exactly.
I got you where you at.
Welcome to couples counseling.
Yes. Like, even my daughter, she's 13 going on 14, my oldest. Oh, this one say they cheating. I'm like, what's cheating? Like, who's cheating? Like, what? Y'all in 7th, 8th grade. Like, how is somebody cheating on somebody? I heard, okay, so my daughter has her little ex-boyfriend. right? And this was funny. He got a new little girlfriend. So well, that's all right, because he ain't gonna do nothing but cheat on her. I was like, Miss Ma'am, you 13 going on 14. What do you know about cheating? Miss Ma'am.
Yeah. Poor kids. Poor kids today. And then I have my 15-year-old talking about, yeah, I was a little late coming home today because I had to walk somebody home. I'm like, okay. You ain't gonna tell me her name?
No.
Oh, you don't want me to know all that. So why would you even tell me that part? But
he said he just want to let you know, if you don't think I got somebody, I can get somebody.
My bitch is little girl, so I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, it's been real for another episode of Soul Healer Podcast. And I hope we answered the question about why we feel it's hard for millennials and Gen Z to find compatible partners. Unrealistic expectations. Get your shit together.
Yes.
Until next time, we will speak with you and see you later.
Bye.